car. Oh, I thought that was funny.
He got out of the raft
Absolutely.
and just
He fell out of the raft and then, watch it there, honey, and then
People,
he just walked to the car. He didn't get back in the raft.
people
He'd
take
had
a
it.
lot of chances in this world today. You need more light in here.
I thought that whitewater rafting was great fun.
okay. I think this will work. Okay, me mom. Tell me this is gonna be a sound check. Tell me your name, age, the date, and where we are.
Okay, my name is Miriam Horner.
You got to look up here.
You know what? I got that frog in my throat. Should I have a cough
That's all
drop?
right.
Do you need a cough drop?
Would you go get me a cough drop? My throat's just been stretchy. Okay, my name is Miriam Horner. My age is 79. The date today is, I think, 1/10/2010.
Okay. All right.
Is it the East Henry? He knows how.
Okay. So,
So Benji.
yes.
Hi Benji.
Okay. I want both of you to share your name and your age.
Single?
Do it.
No, but
And
I
you
mean,
like long walks on the beach.
Do it. Do it.
Okay. It's
well,
ladies
I mean,
first.
how do you do it? I mean,
Just-
back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Don Horner.
There
I'm
we go.
78. And
You lied.
I lied?
You're 79.
Oh, I'm 79. Excuse me.
Just check with me.
And you, ma'am?
My my name is Miriam Horner, and I'm 79 also.
All right. And today is January 11th, 2010. So I'm just going to ask you guys some questions. Answer them long or short as you'd like, as much detail as you'd like. And louder the better. So we can,
Am I talking
you.
loud enough because my throat?
I think you're doing pretty good.
Okay.
All right. So, me mom,
Yes.
when and where were you born?
Oakland, California. And I was born January 19th, 1930.
Oh, so your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, it is.
How about you, Papa? When and where were you born?
I was born in Mott, North Dakota, December 22nd, 1930,
Wow.
on a cold, cold winter day.
I don't remember.
Oh, hey, give me a break.
Well, why don't you guys take turns and tell me where did you grow up and what was it like?
I grew up in Oakland, California. Went to San Leandro High School and Hayward High School. And it was very common, very serene in comparison to the day we now live in. And I went to a church where I was raised that was very spiritual, where I learned to really know the Lord. From birth, I slept on the floor of the church. I was raised in a church for quite a while that was under a tavern, and the liquor fell down into plates on the floor, and us kids were raised on the floor.
So you drank up the liquor from the plates?
Oh, no. That's the only place we had to have church. It was downstairs in the basement.
How about you, Papa?
I was raised in Red Bluff, California. Went there when I was about 3 years old, I think. And my dad took a job as a ranch foreman on a ranch out north of Red Bluff for about 2 or 3 years, I think. And it was great experience. Animals, big workhorses, sheep, pigs, cows, all the good stuff for a kid. Great life.
So, knowing where you grew up, how would you describe a perfect day when you were young?
For me, a perfect day when I was 6 or 7, 8, 7, 6 or 7 would have been have a little sack lunch in the summertime and start walking anywhere, any direction, and walk as far as we could walk, myself and a friend, as far as we could walk until the sun was straight up. We'd eat lunch, turn around, and come back home.
Interesting.
And it was out in the hills and the animals around, and it was just marvelous.
That's cool.
Well, my life was skating from the time I was a little kid, and walking around in stilts that my dad made, just plain old wood stilts. And that's mainly what I did. And then at night, every night but Monday night, my mother and I got on a streetcar that ran in front of our house and went to church
Every night?
every night but Monday.
Wow.
My father, he was a believer but not a server of the Lord.
So, as a kid, did you guys have any nicknames? Funny names, interesting names people called you? And how'd you get them, if you remember?
Well, my nickname was Midge and has stayed Midge all my life. Kids call me Aunt Midge. I'm Midge this or Midge that. The people that know me, all Don's relatives. And my Uncle Phil used to call me Midge and Midget when I was little, and it carried me all my life. Stayed with me all my life.
That's cool.
No nicknames.
No? Don? Donnie?
Yeah.
Just Don? Now, me, Mom, you've got a lot of names today. What are all the names that different people call you besides Midge?
Grandma.
Do you mean family?
Yeah.
Oh, some of the little kids call me Gigi. Quite a few of them call me Gigi for great grandma. And none of them call me grandma. Mostly Gigi
And why is that?
for great grandma. Because I'm a great grandma.
We call you me, Mom, right?
Oh, me mom, yeah, right.
Me
That's
Mom, me
but that's a grandkids. But the great grandkids call me Gigi.
Now, how'd your guys' I've always kind of wondered this. Why Papa and me, Mom? Where'd that come from?
The kids just started it, and they called him Papa and me mom. They just did it on their own.
Very cool. So as growing up, did you guys get in trouble? Were you good kids? If you got in trouble, what was the worst thing you did as a little kid?
I can tell you the worst thing Katie did.
Nope.
Wasn't very bad.
Can you think of anything, Papa?
Well, I remember my father died when I was 8 years old. My mother bought a place out of town and had a little separate garage, an old beat up garage, and a chicken shed or a building that we used for chickens. Had a window in it. And I remember sitting with a BB gun. We got a BB gun, and I popped all the window panes out of that window. Oh, hey, another time. So cute. Somehow my folks, we were living someplace else, and had a chicken wire fence about 6 foot tall, I would imagine, and had geese. There were geese on the property. My folks went away someplace, and my brother and I, we thought we would, do something devil with the geese. And those boogers chased us right up on top of that fence. And that's where we stayed. They were mean little rascals. And then my folks went away, and the last thing they went away, they said, "Now, Don, don't mess with the matches." So guess what? Soon as they were out of the driveway, I went and got a big box of those stick matches. And how stupid. I stood on the driveway and I scratched them. All of them. All of them. There's the evidence. There's the black marks on the concrete. Oh, dear Lord, did I
And the
ever
half
give a
burnt
whipping.
matches, probably.
And how did your parents discipline you for that stuff?
Give me a spanking. Bad spanking.
With the belt, did you have to go pick up your own switch, or?
I don't know.
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
So what's one thing you got spanked for, me, Mom?
Oh, I got spanked for a lot of things.
For example.
We had a grandmother that lived with us, my father's mother. And I had brothers before I had any sisters. And she liked my brothers, but she didn't like me. And she would swat at me. She didn't like me.
Speaking of siblings, where are you in the order, and who are all your brothers and sisters? You go first.
I'm the oldest, Miriam, and then the second one was Alvin, my brother, and John, the next brother, then a sister Joan, and a sister Sharon.
How about you, Papa?
Myself was the oldest, and then I had a little sister who, who died when I was probably 2 years old. 2 years, maybe 3. She died. We were both sick, and she died. And then I had a younger brother, 3 years younger than myself.
So out of this, do you have any favorite childhood stories beyond the ones you've already shared? Something that you just comes to mind?
When you say childhood,
Yeah, like before you were a teenager, or maybe even up through teenage years, birth to teenage years.
yeah, I went to church and skated and swam. Those were my 3 things. And I started to become a professional skater. And I skated for quite a few years. And all kinds of skating, dancing, skating, and all kinds.
What was the most money you won, or the greatest position in a competition, or was it just all for show? Like,
All for show. They didn't do things much like that back then, you know. I mean, it was a lot different day financially.
were you a part of a troupe that people came and watched?
Yeah.
It's like the Ice Capades, but roller
Yeah.
skates, right?
I used to dance, skate, and flip around and be swung in the air and all kinds of stuff.
What were your costumes like?
Just a short skirt.
Skimpy.
No, how did you get away with that growing up in the...
Well, actually, I mean, I didn't do other things. We never went to movies. You know, I went swimming. I loved activity. I was very active. And I just loved those kind of things. And I wasn't into worldly. I mean, I didn't even think of the music that I actually danced to as being a worldly music. Like today, you can really differentiate between the two, right? And I just didn't differentiate. It was just exercise. There was one man, 75, I used to skate with sometimes because he just loved to skate.
Wow. How about you, Papa? Any stories that came to mind that you haven't told already?
We lived out about 3 miles out of town, and in the wintertime, when it rained, it seemed like winter was long, lots of rain. And myself and another kid that I knew, we would run out into the rain, get wet, no problem, and we'd go to a slough, which is a big, huge ditch that's made by water, runs into the ocean. And they would be running full in Red Bluff. And we'd go down there, and I had read Tom Sawyer, and we'd try to build a raft. And my intention was to build that raft and go down to the Sacramento River, and who knows where. We tried to do that by getting fence posts and so on and tying them together. Then in the summertime, it would be warm in the summertime in the night, and we had old bicycles. You wouldn't ride them now. They were old, beat up. And we'd ride those out at night, and we had no time to come in, just whenever you're wore out, because we lived in the country, and it was a different world then. It was great.
You want to hear 2 funny stories?
Yeah.
The grandmother that lived with us, she slept in a room at the front of the house, just a little kind of a entry room. And she used to always overeat at our house, and she would take things and hide them from my mother. And then when my mother would be gone, she'd fix them. So this one time she took some eggs, and when she did, my mother found them, and she took and hard boiled them. So when she went to eat them, they were hard boiled. She couldn't cook them.
Were things really tight? Did you guys?
Very financially tight. My dad made $27 a week, and he worked for Pitney Bowes, which was a good job, good company. But he made $27 a week, and my mother kept a big garden, you know. And my dad decided he was going to save money, so he bought a goat to have goat's milk on our cereal. And he took it and he put it in the refrigerator after he milked the goat, and then put it on our hot cereal, and we almost threw up all over the place. We wouldn't drink it. She raised her own chickens. She used to chop off their heads, or she used to just wind them like this, and they'd go flying.
It's awesome.
Serious.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, I couldn't live like that for nothing.
Hey, we lived on a ranch out north of Red Bluff. Had chickens, and the chickens would run outside, you know. And so when she wanted to have fried chicken, she had a 22 rifle.
Oh,
She'd sit on the back porch and plunk, hit that chicken in the head, and then we'd have fried chicken.
things were a lot different. And if we wanted some candy, my mother used to buy Clorox in a bottle. And we'd take those down to the corner store. There was a store down where we lived at the corner. And cash them in for a penny and get a penny's worth of candy. That was our candy. No joke. I gotta get over in there.
No, I was saying Papa's making noise with that pillow.
Oh,
That's awesome. So speaking of moms and dads, what were your guys' parents like?
My parents, my father was, of course I was little, but my father to me was a great big guy. And he was a very gentle disciplinarian, but he's a very gentle person. I loved him a lot. I loved him. As a child loves a father, but I never knew any coddling or holding or that kind of a thing. It was just, he was just really my father. And my mother was a hard-working lady. And then when I was 8 years old, my father died of appendicitis. And my mother remarried his friend, and that fellow was the most wonderful person I've never met anybody like him. He was tall, curly black hair. He was a Portuguese, and beautiful character, soft-spoken, just a prince of a guy. Really, really was.
you know
What was his name?
Grover Lake. He had 7 boys, and
by
his
first
wife
marriage.
divorced him, and his character was such that I never heard him say anything about that ever. Never. And he never talked bad about people. Just a wonderful, wonderful person.
How old were you when he died?
Oh, I was married, and
It's the one behind. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh dear.
30 when she died.
Well, I know
30.
that.
32,
Who's that?
Grandma Lake.
And how old were you when Grover died?
And Grover died.
Anyway,
before
can I
that.
call you back? All right, bye-bye.
He died when I was probably 32. Had died of lung cancer, smoked Camels all of his life.
Hmm.
Tragedy.
You know, he reminds me of Craig at church.
Yeah,
He looks like Craig.
yeah. But just a wonderful person.
He was
That's good.
very sweet.
And how about you, Mom? What were your parents like?
well, I have to go back a little bit. My grandmother, who was from Prussia, they were cooks for the Tsar in Prussia. And they came over here, and my grandmother was 27 years old, and her husband died, and then she married another man that had a family whose wife had died. And so they combined families, and that's where my mom came from. And my grandmother was she was a Lutheran, and she got the baptism of the Holy Spirit. And when she did, her whole family started changing and all came to the Lord. And my uncle was a minister, my Uncle Phil. And my mother and her two sisters were called the Andrews sisters. Back when the Andrews sisters were popular, they were the Christian Andrews sisters. And my father, he was raised without a dad, and his life was very coarse, and he was very, he turned out to be a very, what word do I want? Very loose man, and was not true to my mother. And finally he found somebody else, and he was leaving my mother with 5 children and $100 a month at that time. And anyway, that kind of smashed the family pretty bad. And so I married young, and I was sick for 2 years, almost died. And but when I look back on my life now, and I can see God's hand. When you look ahead, you can't see God's hand a lot of times, but when you look back, you can see the footprints of Jesus, because he walked with you and he led you, and that's how I met Papa. And we've been married almost 54 years. There's been some bumps in the road, but it's been actually precious.